the Nonprofit Podcast, powered by DonorBox.
You've hustled to acquire donors this year, but the real challenge lies in retaining their support into the upcoming year. So how can you make sure your donors stay committed to your cause in 2024 and beyond? Welcome back to the Nonprofit Podcast. I'm Cara, fundraising coach at DonorBox.
And I'm Jena, the nonprofit advocate here at DonorBox.
We're here each week with practical actions you can use today to increase donations and take your nonprofit to the next level tomorrow. This year's donors provided what you needed to deliver on your mission. I hope they've stepped up to support you, especially this year end, but keeping them next year and beyond means you can keep moving and even scale your impact. It keeps up the momentum you've worked hard for this year. Today, I'm really excited because Jena has some terrific tips to help you do your best to make your donors feel extra special. Welcome, Jena.
Thanks, Cara. I'm excited to share these tips with our listeners. Very timely, for sure. Donor stewardship is really all about gratitude and connection, right? It's about creating a meaningful relationship between your donor and your cause. And like you said, by being really intentional about this now, it will translate into keeping your donors into the new year and beyond.
Yeah, building that connection, nurturing that connection is really pivotal. And nonprofits are getting a lot of new donors this time of year, and many donors step into support again. So how can a nonprofit effectively educate and engage those donors who contribute during the year end? What do you think?
Well, this may sound obvious, but it starts with making donors feel seen and appreciated, right? Many new donors brought in during this period might not have a complete grasp of your work and its significance yet. And that's where I think that a welcome email series can start off the relationship on a really good note.
I like that. Let's go a little deeper. What does a good welcome series look like?
What I mean by a welcome series is, well, it's a concise series of emails that can be crafted to introduce your new donors to your cause even more. So it's a series that explains the importance of your mission, outlines the various ways that your new donor or supporters can contribute beyond their initial gift. And these emails are usually triggered at specific intervals and can be just a really powerful way to cultivate those deeper connections and educate donors.
So how do you get those queued up and ready to go out?
Well, it really depends on your email platform, right? You can connect them with your fundraising platform like DonorBox so that these things are triggered, right? So you set these predetermined triggers and write a few different emails that can automatically be sent at those intervals. So you know that if someone makes a $50 first-time gift, there's a certain email for that. If they're making a $100 one-time gift, maybe you have a special email for that. Whatever that means to you and what's impactful for your organization. And again, you essentially want to provide an introduction to your work and encourage that ongoing engagement.
Ongoing, yeah. How important do you think this is to ensuring their continued involvement? I mean, is it just 3 emails or what is it?
I think it's super important. So by nurturing their understanding and involvement early on, right, from that very beginning point, you're really laying the foundation for sustained commitment and fostering a genuine connection to your cause. It's all about communication, right? That's what you need to do.
Yeah. When it comes to donor retention, let's go back to retention for a second. What specific strategies should nonprofits focus on so that these 2023 donors stay engaged? Where do you start?
Again, it starts with that personalized appreciation. So making them feel like a really integral part of your journey. So showcasing your donors' support, showing them and telling them exactly how their dollars went to work. What did their year-end gift go to? And then staying in regular communication with them is what will really make you stand out and then make them feel really appreciated. That appreciation piece is just key through and through.
For sure. As a matter of fact, you and I have done a little work and pooled our thoughts together on some ideas to boost your stewardship efforts. So here are some other examples of good stewardship that we talked through before this recording together. So I'll start with this one, and this one is my very favorite. Send acknowledgments within the first 48 hours after that gift is received. It's not just about following a protocol. Not at all. It's about seizing the moment while the excitement and generosity are still fresh. So imagine receiving a heartfelt acknowledgement just as that warm feeling of giving is settling in. It's a powerful touch point that really reinforces that importance of that gift.
Yep, I love that. So it's not just appreciation, it's timely appreciation I think that's a big part of it. And then what I'll jump in and say here too is a big part of stewardship is ensuring that your donors' gifts are used as you told them they're going to be used. So if they give to a special fund or project, you should report to them on that project. So don't tell them something else that's going on that doesn't relate to their gift. You can share all this information, but make sure that you're communicating that part of their impact as well. So they might think that you didn't use their gift in the way that they intended it to be used. So transparency and trust really go hand in hand in these donor relationships. So updating how their gift made a tangible impact just really ensures that they have confidence in your organization's accountability.
Yep. And here's another good one, sending annual reports. We just had a really great episode on this, but your annual report is more than just a summary of your financial figures. It's a storytelling tool, and you can craft it in a way that highlights the journey, the impact, the milestones that are achieved with your donors' collective support. Donors really want to feel like they're part of something meaningful. And your annual report is sometimes an overlooked, but it really is kind of a perfect medium to make them feel connected and really proud of their involvement.
And that goes back to that transparency piece as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, I'll add this, a little bit of housekeeping, I guess, sending end of year tax receipts.
Yep.
Donors really appreciate the convenience of having that necessary documentation for their contributions. And this is so important during tax season, so they don't have to reach out with an email and ask for this information, right? So this well-crafted tax letter is just an extra layer of helpfulness and appreciation. And it's a really great opportunity, too, to set the stage for the coming year of gift giving, because you're just making it convenient for them. So to help your organization be even more involved with its donors and help them with their taxes, DonorBox, of course, has a feature that allows you to send those year-end tax receipts with just a couple of clicks. It's really so easy, and you can customize and automate your tax receipts right there in the dashboard. And we've actually got a step-by-step guide on how to create those 501c3 compliant tax receipts. And we also have a couple of really helpful templates in this guide as well. So I'm going to make sure that we link that in the show notes. But all I got to say is make it convenient for your donors. This is huge incentive.
Yeah. Establishing a deep connection, growing that connection. How do we go about fostering this lasting bond with our donors? What do you think?
It's pretty simple, I think. If a donor feels like they're being taken care of in all these little ways that add up to a really big feeling, they're more likely to continue to make those donations. And conversely, if they're not being taken care of, they might be going somewhere else, right? Giving their dollars to another organization. So we constantly need to show appreciation, not just through words, but involving them in our story, regular updates, exclusive insights, invitations to participate in your mission's milestones, and all these little things that we just talked about as well.
Yeah, little things really do add up. You know, Jena, during a webinar this year, you shared a really great story about turning a one-time donor into a recurring supporter. You were at a small nonprofit, if I remember right, and somebody who was kind of a big deal in your community donated a little bit of money, but you really worked to keep that supporter long-term. Can you remind me, what were the details around that again?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I remember this really well. Yeah, we were at a small nonprofit organization, and this really notable person in the community, someone that we admired very deeply, donated $200 to the organization, which was actually really huge for us. That meant like a whole season worth of supplies for our programs, and recognizing the importance of more than just a simple thank you. The entire team implemented a really comprehensive relationship building strategy, I guess. So this included a very prompt thank you call. So not just an automated thank you, but a thank you call, because we knew that we wanted to keep this person in our cycle, right? We followed up with emails and visuals showcasing the impact of their donation. We included, a shout out in our monthly newsletter. We invited this person to our upcoming community events. And we even sent a feedback survey. And we did this for many of our donors, but we sent a feedback survey on what compelled them to give, what they wanted to see out of the programs, just really trying to understand them more. And after, all of this nurturing, this new donor really, I think, must have felt very engaged and valued, because they not only agreed to become a recurring supporter after learning about all these cool things that we were offering and knowing that we were going to involve them in this journey. And they increased their donation to $900 a quarter. So again, this may seem like a small amount, but it was really massive for us. And that was revenue that we could really depend on, right?
You know, it's never really just about saying thank you. It's about inviting supporters like this one into your journey. So those updates, the newsletters, events, showcasing the tangible difference that their support made. I mean, that really moves the needle.
Yeah. And I think the big idea here is when you're thanking your donors and showing them how their gifts are making that impact in the world, don't just stop there, right? You can really go the extra mile and really personalize and individualize and really align your communications to your donors' interests and their values. And that's just a really good way to keep them engaged.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are some thoughts around ideas that you can keep the stewardship activities all year long, just beyond this year end?
Well, it's all about weaving stewardship into your entire organization's culture. So maintaining a year-round celebration of their impact, sharing stories regularly, and ensuring that your donors' voices are heard through continuous engagement initiatives. So yes, we are at year end, but this is something that you should be doing throughout the entire year.
Yeah, if you only go to your supporters when you need something, all of a sudden they're not going to be there for you. So that idea of stewardship being a year-round celebration, not just a one-off task, is such a good practice. So what are your tips on how to incorporate this big, daunting year-round celebration into your daily operations?
Yeah, I'm sure that our listeners are probably thinking, I just don't have time to do all this. But you can build it into your schedule, I promise. Start a baby step. Start with blocking 15 to 30 minutes a week on your schedule for calls or sending specialized emails, writing personalized notes, or sending some sort of update. You know, that's a good place to start. You can get a lot done in 30 minutes for sure if you just make sure that you are dedicating that on your schedule. And then in addition to these quick acknowledgments and spending that time, I'd say choose 2 or 4 donors each week to reach out to directly. Just really making sure that you're building those one-on-one relationships and making people feel thought of and heard and seen is really great. And I really just encourage everyone not to think of stewardship as a chore, but again, as that celebration of what donors' gifts have accomplished for your mission.
Not a chore, a celebration. That is something to remember. Jena, you're talking about organizations helping their donors always feel seen. You always do such a great job of making others feel seen and just noticing the great things about them. So thank you for sharing all that you are, but these tips with us too.
Thanks so much, Cara. It is always a pleasure.
Well, be sure to join us next week as we take time to break down what makes a thank you letter to your donors exceptional. Not just okay, exceptional. You'll leave with some great examples you can put right to work for your own organization. And as we wrap up this week's episode, we want to sincerely thank you for spending a little of your valuable time this season with the Nonprofit Podcast. I hope you've left with the confidence to take a small step today that will make a big difference tomorrow. Be sure to click the download button on your podcast player, then leave the Nonprofit Podcast a review or give it a thumbs up if you're listening to the Nonprofit Podcast on YouTube. Your review really is a great way to help others find us. You're here to help others. We're here to help you. So until next time, stay inspired.
That warm feeling when you help someone, it's not just happiness, it's fulfillment. And we believe it should be available to everyone. From frontline heroes to first-time fundraisers, our tools empower you to help others. This is our mission. This is DonorBox, helping you help others.